Okay, Manis, I have given you host access. You can start now.
Okay, fine. Hello, everyone. So we are back with our next session. Let me share my screen quickly. Kindly confirm once you're able to see my screen.
Not yet, Manis.
Not yet. So it's saying host disabled participant screen sharing.
But you are a host now, correct? Uh,
No, because I'm getting this pop-up.
okay, I think I have given someone else as a host. Oh, Maheshwata, I think wrongly I have given to you. Can you make Manis as a host? Maheshwata, are you there?
Yes, now I got the access. Thank you, Maheshwata. So I have shared my screen. Kindly confirm.
Yes, it's visible.
Okay, so today's topic is on version control and Git command and all. Okay, so we will begin with. So, is there any queries on our last, like from our last session regarding branching strategies and Azure DevOps repos and pull request? So we are clear, right, from that perspective. That perspective.
Actually, I was not present in the last class, Manish. Ravi, did you upload the videos? Have you checked?
Yes, it's already uploaded in our channel.
Okay, then I have to check that because I was not present. Sorry for that.
Okay, no problem. Just go through with the videos.
And if
Okay.
find any doubt, I will ask you in the next session.
Yeah, sure.
Okay,
Feel free to ask any queries.
okay, thank you.
Okay. So we will cover these many topics in our session, like in this session where we will talk about what is version control, centralized versus distributed version control system, Git overview, DevOps and Git related things, locations, commit and all. Also, we will have a live setup for all the Git things. Okay, we will do some like live session where we'll create some files, we'll clone it, post pull everything. The exact Git life cycle we are going to present. Okay, and it will be the hands-on experience. So I will start with version control. So as we know that Git is our version control system, right? So if I talk about DevOps, so the main feature as part of DevOps we get is we can like track the history of all the code bases and all, right? Whatever we do in the repository, if we're committing any changes to our branches, so it means our history are getting maintained. It's like if you're doing a single thing, if you're pushing your changes to the repository at cloud level, so they are storing all your history, all the changes and all. If I show you live in our last session also, I have shown you, right, regarding this history and all. If I check history of this main branch, we can see like I have committed something on Sunday, so all the history are getting maintained here. If I check for other branches, you'll see lots many commits are there. So why this is possible? This is because of version control and all, right? So based on this, like all the history is maintained in our Azure cloud because of this version control system and all. And Git is one of the version control system. So this is distributed version control system. So I will go on and then we will get to know like how many type of version control system we have. So in basic, you can say version control means it provides us a way where we can track the history. All the changes are getting stored and it is tagged as a history. And if someone want to like backtrack, okay, what commits has done by other developer, so they can easily go to the history file and we'll see, okay, these are the changes that are committed. Okay, so any question on this? Because this is very straightforward thing. Any question on like what is version control, why we are using it? So
So if the version control is different, then we will get an error, right?
Look, not an error. So just understand. So it is like, it is a feature, you can say, by which we can track whatever thing we are doing in our branch. There will be no error. So when the error will occur, if you push your changes to cloud repository, that conflict and all. Because in our last session, I explained everything with example. So let's say we are doing something in our local system. Okay. And then what will happen when we are adding anything in our local system? That changes is not present in cloud. Cloud means our Azure DevOps. We are currently we are considering Azure DevOps our as a remote location. So that changes are not present in Azure DevOps. So when you try to push your changes and some other developer has done some changes into that location, let's say you're working on feature test one branch, also some other developer working on feature test one branch. So you have done some changes, other developer also done some changes on the same file. So if you are not following a process, you are directly trying to push your changes to this remote location, at that time you will see some error. So that is in Git term it is called conflict. But if I talk about what is version control system, just understand, okay, so this is a process to track your code, the history of your code. By this, the proper collaboration is there, right? So if someone want to understand, okay, why there is these changes, if there is any defect, how we will fix it, then they have the list of history, right? They will go and say, okay, on this date we have committed this file, and because of this the issue is coming. So we are getting all the thing recorded. So that, so if you are saying error, so what is the exact question, like what you are trying to understand here?
Like I was wondering, like it will be a version mismatch error or um, but you explained that it will be conflict error, right?
Correct, yeah. So every changes you push, you do, will be considered as part of commit ID. So there will be new commit ID generated. Okay, so this is a version control feature only. Like there will be no conflict on the commit ID. There will be new commit ID provided for your changes. Okay, and as I discussed the scenario where the error will occur, the conflict. If at the same line you are trying to push any changes, and then other developer also doing to push some trying to update same line code, then Git will also get confused, right? So which is the correct one, your code or his code? So that time the conflict will occur, and then manually you guys need to understand, okay, my code is correct, so I need to push my changes. So there you will get option to resolve the conflict. So later on I will explain like the scenarios. I will try to show it in the system. Okay, the conflict
Okay,
scenario.
thank you.
Okay, fine. Because from here the pure DevOps is coming into the picture, the actual thing that is happening on day-to-day life. As part of DevOps engineer or developer, they are doing this type of stuffs. Okay, so this is version control system. So there are two type of version control system. One is centralized, second is distributed version control system. So let me clear this. We are going to use Git, and Git is distributed version control system. So what is the difference? So in this image you can see like some differences, right? So we have some extra line for the repository. So now let me explain you. If I talk about the centralized version control, it means we have one server repository. If I show you live, so let's say this is our server repository. Either it will be Azure DevOps, Bitbucket, or GitHub. So anything into the remote location in cloud, that is our server. Okay, usually. So here this server means this repository, let's say demo 3.1. Now if you want to work on this repository, any branches for this repository, we want to clone this repository into our local system. So I have did this. So I will also do live here. Okay, but for now just understand. You see I have created one workspace, that is one folder structure, and here I have cloned demo team 3. So I will let you know how to clone and all. So you can see now this is my local repository. You can say I have cloned it from the server. Now it is present in our local. Now if I go to the diagram, so this is my working copy, that local one. Now, if I do any changes into my working copy, because the actual development will happen locally, right? So we will use VS Code or other tool for our development, or maybe we can directly open the file and we can do some commit. So that depends, right? So that working copy will be here. We will do some changes, and then we will commit it to the server remote location. So that is, we will directly commit it to the Azure DevOps in our case. So we will update and commit. So one layer only. So it's like we are not doing anything internally. We are having our working copy, we are doing the changes, and we are directly committing to the server. So this type of process is called centralized version control system. The way that centralized version control system occurs is, we have one server, we have our local copy, we do update the changes, and then we commit it to the server directly. Now there is distributed version control system. So this is the Git. So Git is the distributed version control system. So what we are doing here is, we have this repository, the server, right? Server. Now we will have a copy of this repository. That is our local copy. You can understand like this only. Demo team3, I have cloned that repository in my system. Now what I will do, I will do some changes here. Okay. Now I have an option that changes will be in our local system. If I commit anything, it will be committed to our local repository only. Okay. So what is happening here? If we do any commit and if we do any changes and commit, if it will directly go to the server. But here it will be committed in our local repository, in our system only. Here we are not directly committing to the remote location. Okay, when you run a commit command, so it will not go to the remote location. It will be in your local system, in your hard drive. Okay, in your workspace only. When you push the changes, that time it will get pushed to the remote server, remote repository. You can see. So how this will be helpful in our day-to-day activities? Here, if you don't have any internet, offline you cannot work. You cannot like commit directly, right? You cannot have that history. Here we can work offline. Let's say you don't have internet, you can do your commit and update everything in your local workspace, and later on, once you are connected to internet, you can directly push it to the repository. So that mechanism is written under Git. So Git is a version control system, distributed version control system, and that follows this process, distributed process. So that's why we can say, by using Git, we can locally work without, if we don't have an internet. Offline we can work, and later on, once we have internet, we can push it to the remote repository. That flexibility we get here. So this is the main difference, I can say, because that's why you have a like local Git, right? You can install it and you can play with your code. You can commit and you can have all the history in your local, and then later on you push it to the remote location. So any question on this? Because this is very important. So from interview or from understanding perspective, this is important. But in your day-to-day life activities, you just need to understand, okay, this is the process, what is happening when you are cloning something and how Git is working, right?
Yeah.
But there will be no much question from the interviewer perspective.
Work mostly on distributed version, right?
Mhm.
It's where we work in central version, means central repository.
Sorry?
We work mostly in the distributed
Correct,
version,
yeah.
right?
Yes, we used to work in distributed version control system only. So as we know, like more than 90% market is on Git only. You can say more than 95. So Git is based on distributed version control system. Some exception scenario based on something, maybe this is being used. So that time we are not using Git, some other tool are there. So we will focus on Git only, because this is the important one. Okay. Any
Thank you.
question on this? No. Okay. Now I will go to okay. Why it's not going next? What happened? Okay. Okay, again, the knowledge check is like we can work offline or not. So these are the things, like if you have any queries or you want to understand, because I've explained everything, right? So if you have any queries or anything you want to understand regarding this topic, so that's why I just had a placeholder to have a pause before going to the next topic. Okay, now what is Git? Again, everything I explained. Git is a distributed version control system, open source, as I said, right? We can directly install it. There is no charges for it, right? This is an open source tool, adapt to many type of project and workflow, work well for large or small project. So like 95% of projects comes on the Git only. There is no other scope. There might be some exceptional case where they have some security perspective. Maybe that depends. They go for centralized, but 95 plus is in Git only. So you will never hear anything apart from Git in your company. Okay, so this is, so you got this things, right? So what is Git? So this is just a mechanism, or you can say the tool to work on the version control system. So we will have lots of command, right? How the commit, push, pull, staging, everything happens. So this Git tool help us on that functionalities. Now here you can see what is a Git repository. So like the commit one, in commit one, we can say file1.txt. That is version one. Commit two, someone has added this image PNG file, right? In commit three, someone has updated the file txt. So every commit will be considered as a like snapshot, you can say. Okay, so new sets of thing will be arrived. So if you're doing any commit, so you have a complete snapshot with one extra line of commit, right? If there is second commit, again the whole code will be different from other resources. So each commit is treated as a full sets of code, because that will be your final settled code, right? If you're doing some commit. So this is just a like small thing that I tried to explain through the picture, and most of the thing I've already presented here, right? By just providing the commit and all. If I go to like this commit 1, 2, 3, 4. So if you are saying commit 3, it means this commit 3 contain all the older code, right? Commit 4, all this commit 4 will contain all the older code. It will be top of the latest code. The commit will happen. So this is the basic concept of the commit and all. Just try to understand in a simple way. We're trying to capture all the history. That's it. So to capture the history, how this will be maintained. So each push is considered here as a commit. Okay. And then based on that commit, we will get to know, okay, these are the changes that are done as part of this commit. Okay. So the exciting thing will comes when we start doing the hands-on. So continuous improvement, you can say these are the simple, like just for the PPT perspective, I try to have this in the PPT so that so when you refer after this call, you will get to know what is happening and not. A key principle of DevOps: product with bug, product without a bug. So if we have a bug, it means we need to do some changes, right? This is a small screenshot I will explain here. Product contain 50 files of code. This is our project. Okay, we want to continuously improve it. How does Git help? So again, so we have a base code that is 50 files. Okay, now we want to do some changes here. So what you will do, you will do some commit, right? You will add some changes. Git manage version of project. Each version of project is called as commit. Commit A and B only, you can say 50 files, product with a bug, 50 files, but one is changed, product without a bug. So we have a 50 file code. Okay, there is some bug. Now we need to fix that code. It means now we need to push some changes to fix that issues. We need to do some changes. We need to update some code, right? Now 50 files, but one is changed. It means one file we have updated to fix that bug. So that is a commit. By doing a commit, we are doing a changes. In pictorial way, I just try to explain here. Okay. Don't worry, I will do this practically in few seconds. Okay. Each commit is a snapshot or entire project. Behind the scene, Git is very efficient at storing commit. Each unique file is stored only once. So here you can see, as I explained, right? So when you commit anything, that commit will be on top of the whole code. So that is one snapshot. Someone want to retrieve the code from this commit only. He or she don't want the latest commit, so directly he can clone from here. So there is some concept of the cloning and all, or you can do the cherry pick concept we have in the Git. They can directly pick from here. Like if you create new branch from here, all the code till this commit will be captured, because this commit considered as a snapshot, and that snapshot contain all the code base, right? It's not like only one commit will be there. To see the changes, you can directly go to the URL and you can see, okay, as part of this commit, these changes are done. Okay. But if you want to create some branches from this commit, the whole code base will be copied till that commit. Okay, I will pause. So any question now till here?
There was a failed record in the CIC continuous integration. That record is also being committed in the last commit.
No. Look, now, look, CI/CD is completely different topic. So when CI/CD come into picture, let me, if I have a whiteboard. Ravi, where is the whiteboard option? I'm not getting.
Yeah, it should be on bottom.
Last time also I'm not able to find.
Oh, okay.
Can you
want
open for
to
me?
open? Let me
Yeah, yeah.
open.
It will be easy to explain then.
I think you need to stop sharing your screen.
Okay.
Now you can control.
Okay, now I can see it. Okay. Let's say this is my dev. Okay. Dev means dev branch. This is int branch. Okay, who has written this? Okay, by mistake someone. Okay, this is dev and int branch, right? Now, as a developer, if you want to, let's say here is a 50 file. Someone is doing the changes. Okay, now here is a 50 file. Okay, now we have some bug in that pictorial diagram. Based on that, I'm trying to explain. We have 50 file here. Okay, now you have some requirement to fix some bug. So what you will do, you will create your feature branch, right? This will be our feature branch. Now here, let's say you have added one file. Okay, so that one file is your new commit, new fix. So that commit means, so that commit will present in your feature branch. And now you ask the question about CI/CD, right? If the CI/CD will fail, what will happen? So your development will happen in feature branch. It will not happen in any like target branch. Let's say dev int prod UAT or prod. Okay, there is a process to push your changes. Currently, you have committed one file in your feature branch. Now, to push your changes to higher branch, because there is no option, there is an option to commit to the higher branch, but in a ideal way, the developer need to first do the development in their feature branch. Now, he or she need to promote the code to the higher branch. Now, how to promote it? There can be n number of process to promote it. If there is no checks, you can directly uh, raise a PR, okay, and then you will complete the PR. It will, all the changes will be committed to dev branch, right? Now, if I talk about DevOps CI/CD, So what we want to introduce in PR, there will be a validation, right? In PR, there will be a validation. When you try to push your feature changes to dev, you need to raise a PR. To achieve a continuous deployment, you need to implement a validation and deployment feature, right? Code check, code quality check. Right? So these are the thing where you will get the error, right? So when you will get the error, when you try to promote your feature code to dev code, if there is error, you will not be able to complete your PR. I explained here, right? So here, if I do some changes, let me quickly show here. Let's say I've added changes. Now this changes is present in my feature branch, right? Now if I open, let's say I have master branch, that changes is not present here. Now to move the changes, what is the process? You need to raise a pull request. Feature to, actually we already have active branch. Let's say this PR is created. You have seen the changes will be shown here. Now to have that CI/CD implemented, so there will be some validation triggered to check if your code is correct, code quality is right, your validation is happening. You need to validate that code for some environment, right? If there is some error, you will not be able to merge your PR. If there is no error, then you will able to merge your PR. If you complete it, okay, someone need to approve it. Okay, so once you complete it, then your changes will reflect here. The history will be seen here. You can see some latest update here. So you got the point, right? So that error will not directly appear. So that is a process, right? You need to write a script. You need to implement that CI/CD. In general, in Git, there is no such thing. Okay, in CI/CD we will get error. No, only conflict you will get. That's it. If you don't have any CI/CD thing implemented, there is no other way to get the error. You resolve the conflict, you will be able to merge the changes. Your changes will be merged to a target. In real time, there is a CI/CD implemented. The code quality checks happens. Everything we will cover in our session, further session. So it's clear now.
Yes.
Okay, fine. And it will be good that if you refer the old video, okay? So just right after this session, try to go through with that videos. So it will be easy to understand.
Sure.
Okay, now I explain, right? So 50 files product with a bug. 51 files is stored product without a bug. That one commit we will change and now there is no issues. Again, yeah, this is the collection of commit contain the history of the project. You can review the history, you can undo a changes. Without a feature, with a feature, back to without a feature. So what I'm trying to explain here is, so let's say you have done some,
Sorry,
sorry?
I'm not able to see your screen. It is paused.
Okay, sorry. I forgot to reshare my screen. Okay, that repo thing, I think I have explained in without saying the screen. But anyway, I will show you that again. Okay. Okay. So project history. So in this diagram, I just tried to explain. You can do some commit. You can revert some commit. All the changes will be stored or captured in your version control system. But all you can do based on that commit. How? If I open this, I will abandon this sphere. Let me add one test one. Okay. I have done one changes, right? We have this test one. In history, you can see I have done one changes, right? Now let's say because of my change, there is some issues. You will revert your changes. Let's say someone has done some mistake. He or she has reverted that changes. In history, that will captured. You can see MG team AI has removed some piece of code from this file. So this is tracked, right? So we need to be very like sure that we are not committing any sensitive data. Okay, so I just tried to explain through this diagram so that later on you can refer this PPT. All commit belong to a branch. Again, so these are the same topic. Actually, now in my last session, I've explained this thing, right? So this was part of the Git only, but I thought it will be good to explain in our last session only, as we are discussing the Azure DevOps setup, pull request and all. So these are the branch thing. I don't want to go with the same thing again. But if you have any question on this, you can ask. Which one of these statement or branch is true? So if anyone can answer this, which one of this statement about branch is true? Only one branch per project is allowed. All commits must belong to the master branch. Branch enable independent development of the project. If anyone can answer this question. You're not able to see my screen. Kindly confirm. You able to see my screen or not?
Yes, it's visual.
Visible, right? See. Any other answer?
It is C, the branch enable independent development of the project.
Yes, correct. Because the first option is only one branch per project is allowed. Again, this is not the case, right? We know the branching strategy now. We can have n numbers of branch based on our requirement. All commits must belong to the master branch. Again, this is not correct. So we are having multiple branches, and we can clone one specific branch and do the changes. We can say feature branch, develop branch, whatever, right? So last one, branch enable independent development of the project. This is correct, right? We are having our feature branches, and we can have user story specific development, and then accordingly we can push it to the higher branches. Okay. So why it's not going to next? Now, if anyone can answer this question, please read and then accordingly answer it. Which of which one of these statement about pull request is true? All pull request is request to download the project. All pull request is request to create a branch. Pull request can include team review and testing, improving product quality. So what is the answer? Do we have any answer? Yes, C is correct, because pull request is not a feature which require which enable to download the projects or create any branches. Pull request is used for our code promotion and all, right? We can add some approval process. We can implement CI/CD product quality, like by enabling the code quality checks and all, right? The integration thing, all integration thing can be achieved under the pull request. So this is the way by which we can integrate with Sonar Cube with some environment and all, right? The testing integration, the Selenium suits will get triggered under the pull request. So pull request is a way to achieve CI/CD. There are other concepts also, but yeah, this is one of the way by which we can achieve the CI/CD. Good. Now we will start with the hands-on experience. So whatever we have discussed, now this is time to do it practically. So I will ping you the link so that you can quickly. Where is the chat? Just go to this link, okay, and then click on download and select your operating system, the local operating system. So mine is Windows, so it will be Windows. And based on your bit, so you can either select go for 32-bit or 64-bit. If you click, so the file will get downloaded, the installation file, the Git installation file. Can you please do that? So once it is downloaded, you can directly install the Git. Just follow these steps. I will wait for your confirmation. Acknowledge that you are doing it. And am I audible? And the instruction is clear. Thanks for confirming. So once it is installed, let me know. Then we will go for the next step.
Yeah, Manish, I have a question. Like I'm downloading in Mac, so there is an option coming for me. Which one to download? There is two option: brew install git and sudo port install git.
Install Mac port. Install Homebrew if you don't already have it. Install Mac Pro if you don't already have it. Then sudo. Go with the first one. Like to be honest, like I have also not installed in Mac. That's right. So just follow the instruction, either of this.
Okay.
And for Mac also, other thing will remain same. Only the installation thing, because we have different operating system, right? So maybe that will differ, but other features and all will be same. So nothing to worry. Okay.
That is done.
Done. So waiting for other. So we have two confirmation, at least have 2 or 3 more. Okay, perfect. So I think we can go to the next part now. So you have one, like once you installed, I believe you got some bash command from, right? If not, then you can also open your local CMD and you can type this command to check if it is successfully installed. Git hyphen hyphen version. So I expect the version you will be having is 2.45.0. This is very important to understand if the Git is successfully installed in your local system or not. So this is right. So you're able to see the version. Now next will be, so these are the commands. So you will later refer the PPT. So I will just try to go for the next steps, the important thing. Now you need to write this command. In this PPT, there is a screenshot, right? You need to configure your name and email address. So make sure you are using the name, like proper name, and the email that you have used for Azure DevOps. So this will be your history purpose. Like this is for your history purpose. So when you do the commit, you will push your changes. So based on this name and email only, that will be done. So if you can perform this command, git config hyphen hyphen global user dot name and then your name, and same for email. Let me will be then user dot email. And once this is done, also you can you can set the password or leave the password. You can leave this. So later on you will get option if that is not working. Hmm. So we are preparing your local setup, Git setup. So this will be one-time activities. So everyone following me, right? So feel free to ask any question. So it will be good that your question get answered right away. So you will feel comfortable, right? You will feel motivated if you know everything what you are doing. So once this is done, So if you are done, you can focus to my screen then. Shalini is done, Simran, and then Mahasweta and Charan. So you are also following the same, right? So
Yeah, I'm listening. I'm not doing it because I'm listening it in a mobile.
okay, you're listening from
But I'm
mobile.
making notes. Yeah, but I'm making notes.
Okay, fine.
I'm listening it.
Yeah, Manish, I haven't installed Azure setup yet, so that's why I'm not doing it right now. So let me go to your previous video, install the Azure, and then I can do the CMD and the version control and everything.
Okay, fine. Okay, so when you have installed the Git, so you have option for Git bash. So there is some pop-up, right? Like this, Git bash. And then you have an option for Git GUI. So this is like again a pop-up, or you can say the window where instead of using a command, so you get a proper user interface by which you can create a branch, clone, commit, everything. Okay. But usually if you're using a Git command, the recommendation is either go with the Git command or window prompt, whatever. Currently I'm using this window prompt, right? Command prompt. So whatever suits you, you can use that, because everything will be done based on the command only. And in real world, usually all project recommend either VS Code or Eclipse. So there you will get lots of customized option. You don't you don't need to write any command. You will have a good user friendly buttons. That's if you want to create new branches, you can directly have a button and provide the name and the branch will be created. If you want to push any changes, you can directly use the UI. So I will also explain later like how to install VS Code and start working on the VS Code itself. Okay. But for now, I just want you to set up the Git, because the important factor is we know the Git commands, how everything can be operated from our Git command and all. Because UI thing can be done by anyone, right? But if you are a DevOps developer, so this is must to have thing. You know how the backend thing is coming. What are the Git lifecycle? So how if you want to write any script, that time no UI will be useful. You need to write a Git command based on your requirement. So this is very important factor. So Git is a backbone for DevOps team. Okay.
Manish, what is the difference between Git bash and Git command, and when we use Git command and Git bash?
Look, all are like as I said, na, we can write code in VS Code also, Eclipse also. Only the thing is the UI, the companies are different, the tools are different. The outcome will be same. So when you install Git bash comes as part of that package only.
Okay.
Okay. We have PowerShell also, right? We have bash also. So the outcome will be same. Only the way of doing thing will be different.
And the commands are same, whether
Command,
I'm using Git command or Git bash. I don't know.
correct. The command will be same. So here the Git bash comes as part of Git packages. So they also provided, okay, this is our command line you can use. In window they provide the command line, window command line. So whatever way you
I'm
prefer,
asking whether those syntaxes will be same.
no syntax, everything will be same. Yeah, everything will be same. Yeah, there will be no difference.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, now let's start. So once your username, email, everything is set up, the password one you can wait. If you get option, you will get to know. Write this command git Let me ping you, okay? It will be easier. So everyone has logged into Azure DevOps, right? Git clone and URL. And from you will get this URL. Let me tell you. In my case, git clone URL will be, if I go to here, you will see clone. You need to copy this URL. Okay. Look, something is happening. Okay, one more thing before like running this command. Look, I am getting this pop-up. Okay, just a second. Create one folder, workspace. So this will be any folder in your local system. So you can have, let's say I have written name Azure DevOps Batch 1 code base, right? So have your workspace created first, then navigate to that location. Okay. By using CD and then the location. So whatever location you are having, first go to that. Once that is done, perform this git clone command. Okay. So when you, so it means we're trying to clone the repository. We're trying to create our workstation, you can say, local repository. So we have remote present in our Azure DevOps. For local, we will have a workspace created. Workspace means the folder structure where you want to store. You need to navigate to that workspace location and then you need to run. So this is our first command to clone the repository, git clone and the URL. Kindly perform. And the link you will get from here. What's, go to any branch, you will get clone button. You need to be in HTTPS, copy the link and use in your git clone command. So once you click the command, then the password will be asked. Then you can use your existing username and password. Let me know once it is done or if you have any queries. Okay. So this is your first command to clone, to prepare your workstation. So first time the password will be asked, right? Now every time you close your command prompt, every time you use a like clone or whatever command, they will ask for the password. To get rid of that, I am pinging one command, use that so that your password will be saved. I said yes. Okay. Cloning is done. Kindly confirm. So when you clone the repository folder will be created like this. In your local system. The name of the repository, if you open it, the file in the default branch, that is main branch, will be shown here. Because I tried to pull it, that's a git clone, and when I try to clone, because I already cloned it, so it will say on 50,000 to send, and I do git okay. I have done this so much. Anyway, okay. Null existence is not an empty directory. Demo null exists because I already have the clone version in my local system. Demo. Okay, kindly confirm once you're able to clone it. So, so once you have successfully cloned it, it means you are done with these steps. Where is the diagram? Yeah, this one. If I open the distributed version control system, so now you have this. You already have this theme. Azure DevOps is our remote. Now you have your local setup. I'm just waiting for your response if it is done or not. Okay. Where will be? Yeah. Installation done. Yeah. Then I will explain few things here. I hope I'm not going fast. I'm giving enough time. And I think because once the clone is done, so it will be good we stop here, because many people have not gone with that repository setup and all, right, the Azure DevOps. The last class was missed by many guys, I believe. So once everyone are aware about our last session and what I've explained in our today's session, then from here I will show you the complete Git life cycle by using the Git command and how it is getting replicated to Azure DevOps. So you will see everything happening in real time, and same you can replicate in your local system. And this part will be very useful when you are working in any projects. So these are the things which is must to have for all the developer, not developer, all the DevOps guy. If you know this, then this is cherry on the cake if you are a developer. And okay, Ravi, so I think they can do this offline now, because it will be good if we give some time to them, right? They are
Yeah,
doing this practically. Yeah.
yeah. But if they will get any doubt and all, we might need to help them.
Yes.
Mm,
Yeah, so suppose if we get in doubt, like installing the Azure or anything, how I can get in touch with you? Like, is a doubt session being arranged?
Doubt session. Look, if you are blocked, let's say, because I have explained everything in the videos, but still, if you have any queries or you are blocked on installing the Git or having the Azure account, I think you can ping in the group, I believe. So Ravi, what will be the way, if you can suggest?
sorry, for doubt session, you mean to say?
Like if someone is doing offline the setup and all, Azure
Hmm.
DevOps setup or Git installation, who have missed in the
We
live
will
session.
have big gap here, so maybe we'll try to arrange one doubt session in a week at this moment. Later on, once we will cover more things, then we will increase the frequency. Okay. So at this moment, like whatever Manish has explained, everyone completed those activity, or you people need some help, or you are doing?
Actually, I missed few classes, so I need to follow the video and install the activity right now.
Okay, just follow that video. Okay, and if you have any explicit queries, just message me or message in the group. Okay, I will respond accordingly, because that group is only for our internal team, right? We all will be part of that group. If there are only one or two queries, I think you can message there.
Okay.
If the conversation is going on, then maybe we can have a separate chat. Okay, just to unblock as you miss the classes.
Yeah.
Okay, fine then, Ravi. I think we are good to close this session now. So they can perform this offline. So I have already pinged the command and all. Also, we can share this recording and
Yeah.
PPT.
Okay. So recording wise, I uploaded all the recordings. Okay. So what you need, what you people need to do, try to complete all this session, like whatever we have done so far, by Tuesday. Okay. Wednesday, we'll try to arrange one doubt session. Okay. Mostly in evening time only. And then if you will, people will have any doubt, you can ask. And so far, I don't think we have covered anything very difficult. Okay, so if you people will watch the video, mostly you will able to resolve things. But still, if you have anything on urgent basis, you can put in our group. So we'll try to resolve there.
Hello, Manish. Are you there?
Yes, yes, Mr.
I
Akshay.
have a doubt. You gave git config global user agreement in email, and your name are in quotes, while writing those commands, codes are required or else they are not required.
No, it is required
Okay.
because we are passing a fixed values, right?
Okay, so it should be underscores.
Correct.
Okay. Thank you, Manu.
Okay, no problem. Because in general, just understand, if you are using any variable means we can say as a box, we can store anything into that variable based on the type, right? String
Yes,
and all.
Boolean.
So we are using the fixed value, so it should be in the bracket. Okay, fine then, Ravi. I think we can close this now, and
Yeah, sure.
yeah.